Well, I take from high school, from Horace Howard, one of my first coaches, is the attention to detail, and particularly towards shooting. I remember spending a 2-hour period with him early morning on a Saturday, and it was just me and him and the ball. And I probably didn't move more than 1.5 meters away from the actual basket, but he taught me shooting, and it was detail, 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 detail. So attention to detail I got from him. When I think about college, I have to remember Dick Nagy. He was actually an assistant coach at the University of Illinois, Chicago. At one point during the season, for whatever reason, Dick Nagy told me he didn't like me. He said, I don't like you at all, but because you're on this team, I have to deal with you, and I'll coach you. And him saying that to me was like, I love, when I look back at the time, I just thought like, wow, I love the honesty. I love that I knew who I was dealing with. I knew that this guy didn't like me, and he still put that aside, and he still coached me and gave me everything he had. But he didn't like me, and he told me, and that was good. You know, I knew where I stood with him, so that was something I took, like, you know, be up front and put everything aside, and basketball is what's important, and no matter if it's, you know, the other guy on your team or somebody who's playing for you or somebody in the organization, you know. So, and then on the pro side, I would say again, focus, determination I have to take away from when I watched Jordan. It wasn't the coaching part, but it's something that I use from the player aspect that I pour into the coaching, and I'm still kind of playing myself, and I never lose it. So was the determination and the focus of those workouts, and seeing, you know, never quit and keep pushing. And so I stole something from there, besides certain little techniques and things and drills and stuff like that, that I still use. And then when I think like internationally on a coaching scale, something that I tried this season with our men's team is what I picked up from playing in Mexico, was kind of how our coach was there. Was a young guy who just was done playing. I think he was no more than 27 years old, and just how he handled the practices, you know, let the guys kind of dictate how they wanted to do. Just make sure they worked hard, you know, steer the focus just a little bit, kind of hands on, hands off. And it was one of my most memorable seasons because it didn't feel like a job, and it was fun, and the guys were more together. I think it's because we had our own input, and we wound up winning the championship. So I kind of take that approach into my coaching, kind of like, you know, steer a bit, but kind of take your hands off and let them, their own love and character and appreciation, kind of nurture where we're going with this thing. But that was Mexico. You know, I will say one thing. Timo Hakima was my first coach in Continental, and he passed away not too long ago with cancer. At the time, he was a young guy too, and he was really just like a friend, you know, kind of like a boss, but it was like he was us telling us what to do. A little bit different from Mexico, but it was, you know, he was a straightforward guy, and what I took from that was just basically, because I'm in Finland now and I'm starting to coach, and I say, okay, the closest reference I can look for was, okay, being with him was, you know, be straightforward, kind of be like one of the guys. Don't be a failure in management, which is being a buddy, not a boss. But kind of be a buddy boss.
What's the difference?
I don't know. I guess it's determining the wins and losses and if you keep your job. But that's kind of something I took from him, and Jarmo Lehtinen in Purenta. And I was talking to my friend today about it. He's one of the only coaches I've ever been around that takes a vacation during the season. He takes 1 month off for skiing, like crazy. But and that's just, and I looked at that just today. We just talked about it, and I was just thinking, you know what? That's a great way to just put it where this is not going to stress me out. And at the beginning of the season, he has a focal point, no matter wins or losses. And hopefully when he goes there, he gets to clear his mind. It's a little bit strange to be away from your team, but just to take that type of ideology like, hey, my life goes on and there's something forward, and I'm going to relax, and this is not going to be causing me gray hairs, because I'm sure there's a lot of stressful situations for a lot of coaches. So those things in bits and pieces. Yeah.
So you're going to Chicago next summer with that top 5 sports team, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
What's your main goal for that trip?
The main goal for the trip is just, like I said, start to bring awareness to some of these youth players that, hey, your basketball is not limited to Helsinki, Finland. From this little ball, if you choose, and if you focus enough, and if you work hard enough, and most importantly, go in that direction on a youth standpoint, is your education sound, that you can have opportunity to go to school. It just gets some international experience, whether it's on the book side or through just the basketball, but get to see what opportunities are there. And whether it's for 1 week and a kid decides they don't want to do it, or they stick, or it might change their life. But I think, when I was playing in college, I had no idea about Europe. I just never thought about it. And then after doing it, now I'm living here, and now I'm kind of like doing something in a whole different direction. So I think if they start to understand what possibilities, now I understood in high school there's a possibility to go to college and get a scholarship. So here it's just a new awareness of, okay, I could go to a basket academy, something like that. But to really push the awareness, like, hey, there's opportunity there, and if you choose, and if you're one of the lucky ones, because statistically you have to be lucky, you could live and experience this for however long you choose to keep the focus. So that's generally it. Show them what it is internationally, what experiences you can get from it, and at that particular age group, what opportunities are obtainable now and in the 1 year future for them, for the age group that I'm particularly focusing on. So.
Okay. Are there many girls from this team that is going to practice?
This first tour, it's we have 6 girls from my own club, Pantere, and 4 other girls from outside. One from Turku, one from Tampere, one from Kouvola, and then 1 or 2 from outside of Pantere, but in Helsinki. And then next year we'll do the same thing, and hopefully do it annually, just to increase awareness, increase the opportunities, because there's maybe 2 academies that have space for girls. Now we're doing this, so this opens up a chance for more girls, so that kind of thing.
Okay.
And hopefully marketing stays in Chicago, so there's always a draw to go there.
Yeah.